We just have to make sure our head's in the game.
Local businesses hoping to cash in on the crowds coming to town for the women's NCAA tournament games. We'll hear about the potential impact to their bottom line.
Tomorrow starts out sunny, but we have increasing cloud cover ahead of our next round of rain and even snow.
My home in Ukraine is attacked by a Russian missile.
But first, Eastern Washington Congressman Michael Baumgartner meets with Ukrainian refugees in Spokane tonight. What they're saying about the visit. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. First up tonight, with efforts to broker a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine underway, Eastern Washington Congressman Michael Baumgartner is meeting with Ukrainian refugees right here in Spokane. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy was at that meeting tonight and he spoke with some of the refugees. He is live in the studio with what they had to say. Connor?
Congressman Baumgartner heard stories from refugees and in some cases their families about what they escaped to come to the United States. Many fear they may be deported under the current administration. The congressman says he plans on bringing the stories he heard tonight to persuade the federal government to prevent that from happening. Outside Thrive International, their sign reads, "We are all neighbors." That's how many Ukrainian refugees feel when they came to the United States to escape the war against Russia. But recently, many using their services feel their neighborhood may change. This comes as President Donald Trump's previously expressed interest in deporting thousands of refugees. It's an environment Spokane refugee Timofey Shimoda and his parents say is one they don't want to return to.
My home in Ukraine is attacked by a Russian missile, and there's no place to return for us. It just doesn't exist no more.
Shimoda family came to the United States nearly a year ago from the Kyiv region. They were one of several who shared their story to visiting Congressman Michael Baumgartner. He responded to the stories by talking to them about what he says is the reason large deportations are a possibility under the Trump administration.
Over the last 4 years, there was almost no control primarily at our southern border, and over 12 million people entered the country, many of them claiming to be refugees that were not actually true refugees.
He says while the situation is uncertain, he will bring the stories he heard from multiple refugees to the president.
What I want to communicate to the president and the executive branch that despite the problems from government officials in Washington State and Spokane, that we still need to protect the Ukrainian community.
The Shimodas say they believe the congressman will deliver on his word, hoping changes under the current administration are made.
He's able to bring this topic up and maybe find a solution for us to stay in here.
KREM 2 was told the congressman would be taking questions after he spoke to Thrive International's refugees. He did not provide the ability to do so. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Connor, thank you very much. Today, the Spokane County Investigative Unit arrested a man on several counts of possession and manufacturing of illegal drugs. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says they arrested 34-year-old Zachary Kennedy on North Perry Street near two schools. Authorities say they confiscated large quantities of DMT, psilocybin mushrooms, and several firearms. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. Spokane County commissioners are trying to figure out how to deal with overcrowding at our local jails. The Geiger Correction Center and the Spokane County Jail are starting to hit capacity more often. At a meeting yesterday, commissioners discussed options of maximizing bed space and continuing the practice of catching and releasing low-level offenders. While county leaders do recognize the need for a larger jail, it's something taxpayers and lawmakers have so far not seen eye to eye on. Commissioners we spoke with say the board hopes to put together a new package with the help of community partners and ask the community for input to try to get that measure passed. The man accused of shooting and killing a 13-year-old boy in Spokane has pleaded not guilty to several charges today. Glenn Dylan Berkey appeared for his arraignment. He faces 5 charges, including first and second-degree murder, along with drive-by shooting for the killing of 13-year-old Gavin Looper. Back in January, Looper was at a family friend's house playing video games when a bullet fired from outside struck and killed him. Today, a judge set a trial date for April 12th. A new housing report shows Idaho is facing a shortage of more than 24,000 affordable rental properties for low-income families. The Idaho Asset Building Network, or IABN, says there is only one affordable home for every 3 low-income households, leaving families struggling to find a place to pay for rent. In both urban and rural Idaho, nearly 1 in 2 renter households are cost-burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on rent. The IABN says Idaho's lowest income renters primarily consist of seniors and individuals with disabilities. And that was a look at your night beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. All right, let's talk weather. Many of us woke up to a little bit of snow this morning before conditions cleared up at least a little bit. So what's in store for the rest of the week? Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for the answer. Jeremy?
Well, Mark, a bit of everything, and it all starts tonight. 36 degrees, but notice the dew point of 18. Temperatures are going to take a dive once again. We're back down below freezing early tomorrow morning, and that's thanks to clear skies, calm wind, and a very dry atmosphere. Not much going on. In fact, everything that moved through earlier today is done. And by tomorrow, you're waking up to sunshine, but clouds build throughout the day. Looks like we'll see a couple of light spotty showers late tomorrow, but more prevalent will be the widespread showers Wednesday night and Thursday morning. What starts out as rain down low will make a transition into snow, but it doesn't look like that snow will last long enough to really have accumulation concerns Thursday morning. And then we wind up seeing another little wave move through Friday. So spring starts out very spring-like. High temperatures near 50 degrees, but still the chance of snow. Getting there? Not that bad. Tomorrow, 48 with increasing clouds throughout the day.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show as we get ready to bring you coverage of the Gonzaga men's basketball team for Wichita. Spokane is getting prepared to host the women's NCAA tournament, including restaurants closest to the arena. KREM 2's Cody Proctor reports tonight.
Well, the doors may be locked at the Spokane Arena right now, but in more than a week, thousands of fans are expected to walk through these doorways for this year's women's NCAA basketball tournament. And it's not just the teams getting ready for it. While most of the lights were out Tuesday night at the Spokane Arena, it's business as usual at David's Pizza across the street. As one of the closest restaurants to the arena, they're in a prime position to capitalize on all of the arena's events, including this year's NCAA women's basketball tournament.
Do you want another beer?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay. And bartender Zoe Chase knows it.
This place is just filled, and we have to prepare for it days ahead. We're here late, we're here early. We open hours earlier.
According to her, preparations include ordering enough food and alcohol ahead of time to take care of the crowds and make sure people are scheduled to deal with the expected rushes.
We just have to make sure our head's in the game.
For now, Chase is enjoying the quiet. She's been with David's Pizza for almost 2 years and remembers the crush of fans from last year when Spokane hosted some of the NCAA men's basketball tournament games.
It definitely can be really overwhelming, and you'll have to go to the back and just be like, ugh, take a breath, but it's worth it. It's super fun.
And soon it'll be game time for the arena and for David's Pizza. Spokane hosts the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 women's games starting March 28th. Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
And speaking of the men's, our Gonzaga Bulldogs have also landed in Wichita, Kansas. This video they posted to their social media today showing the team's journey from the Lilac City to Kansas for the first round of tournament play. By the way, KREM 2 is your tournament central. The Gonzaga men's basketball team made the NCAA tournament as an 8 seed after winning the WCC championship. They'll play 9 seed Georgia in Wichita on Thursday. Tip-off set for 1:35 on TBS. All right, still ahead tonight, more bad news on Washington's budget deficit. We'll have more on the difficult decisions that lie ahead. And it was a successful splashdown for the Crew 9 astronauts today, including the 2 who were up there at the ISS for far longer than they planned. The latest on their journey tonight.